The property has been in my family for 3 generations. My grandfather built the original cabin back in 1950s, and over the years, I turned it into a full home, barn, workshop, and a natural spring-fed pond that freezes solid every winter. That pond was my pride and joy. 2 acres of clear ice. Perfect for skating. Perfect for ice fishing. One winter morning, I was standing on my porch, coffee in hand, watching the sun rise over the frozen pond when I saw something that made my stomach drop. A woman was marching across my property, bright orange bucket in hand, dumping rock salt across my pond. I nearly dropped my coffee. That woman was Patricia Henderson. She lived in Mountain View Estates, a gated HOA community about half a mile up the road. She'd moved in 2 years earlier and quickly became HOA president. And she was exactly the kind of person you're picturing. She was infamous in town, finding people for trash cans, harassing a veteran over the size of his American flag, trying to force an elderly couple to remove their vegetable garden. But now she was on my land. I ran outside without a coat. It was 15 degrees. "What the hell are you doing?" I yelled. She didn't flinch. "Good morning, Isaac," she said smugly. "I'm ensuring public safety." "That pond is private property," I said. "You're trespassing." She pulled out her phone and claimed some county ordinance about bodies of water visible from public roads. "Except Maple Ridge Road isn't public. It's mine. Here's the key detail. My grandfather allowed an easement decades ago. Mountain View Estates could use our road to reach the county highway, but ownership stayed with my family. The easement granted access, not authority. Patricia ignored all of that and dumped another scoop of salt. "I'm acting in my capacity as HOA president," she said. "No." I said, "You're destroying my pond." She told me children might wander onto the ice. There are no children. There's a lock gate. And even if there weren't, she had no right to be there. I told her to leave. She smiled. "We'll see about that." And she walked away, leaving the salt behind. 3 months of perfect ice, ruined in minutes. I called my lawyer immediately. He confirmed what I already knew. She had no authority. No ordinance applied. She had trespassed and caused property damage. He told me to document everything and send her a cease and desist letter. That should have ended it. It didn't. Instead, she escalated. I started finding HOA violation notices taped to my gate. Claims that my barn needed repainting, that my workshop was illegal, that I needed to attend mandatory HOA mediation. I'm not part of her HOA. She had zero jurisdiction. My lawyer told me to ignore them and keep documenting. She kept going. Fines for my truck. Complaints about my lights. A $500 fine for unauthorized vegetation. Then came the snowstorm. 2 feet overnight. I woke up early, like always, to plow the road. That's when I found a new notice. Notice of easement modification. She claimed the HOA was reviewing termination of the easement, and that I now needed HOA approval to plow my own road. That's when I realized something. The easement didn't require me to maintain the road. I had been plowing it voluntarily. For years. Out of courtesy. I called my lawyer. He confirmed it. I was under no obligation to plow. So I didn't. I unhooked the plow and went inside to make breakfast. By noon, cars were backed up at the base of the road. Phones started ringing. I ignored them. Then someone banged on my door, demanding I plow. I calmly told him no. He threatened to call the police. I told him to go ahead. 2 hours later, Patricia showed up, on foot, furious and freezing. She screamed at me to plow the road. I held up her own notice. "You told me I need HOA approval," I said. "I don't have it." She lost it. "You're holding us hostage." "No," I said. "This is consequence." She stormed off. A police officer I knew stopped by later. He confirmed I was within my rights. By evening, residents were arguing, angry, stranded, and finally turning on Patricia. That night, I got a call from another HOA board member. He apologized. They had no idea how far she'd gone. He asked if I would plow the road for the night. I agreed. One time. But going forward, they'd need a paid agreement. and Patricia needed to stay off my land. The next morning, Patricia was removed as HOA president. 2 days later, she sued me for $50,000. My lawyer laughed. We countersued. Discovery exposed everything. False reports, insurance fraud attempts, trespassing, property damage. Under oath, she admitted to salting my pond. The judge ruled completely in my favor. $12,000 in damages, a permanent restraining order, and later criminal charges. She pled no contest, probation, fines, and she was banned permanently from HOA leadership. She moved away shortly after. Today, Mountain View Estates pays me to plow the road. The agreement is clear. They get access. They stay off my property. My pond freezes clean every winter. No salt, no drama, just peace. Standing your ground isn't easy, but sometimes it's the only way to stop someone who refuses to respect boundaries. I said no.